Welcome back to another video of the FPL Weekly Show. In this video, I'm going to go through how my Game Week 1 team did and how we're shaping up for Game Week 2 team selection. So before we begin, I'll be sharing my team's progress through the season, so be sure to give this video a like. It really helps out the channel, and please click subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll always know when the new FPL Weekly Show goes live. Before we get to my Game Week 2 team selection, let's go through a quick recap to see how Game Week 1 went. The total score was 62 points for Game Week 1, with 5 points above the average Game Week points of 57. It wasn't as good as I hoped, but it's only the first game week. But it's always nice to have instant results on Game Week 1, but we'll see how the next few game week goes. So on to the team performance. I'm absolutely delighted with Ederson, Cancelo and Zinchenko at the back. I wasn't too surprised to see Man City keeping a clean sheet. As I've said before, the way Man City controls the game and dictates the ball, a clean sheet is always 50% in the bag. But a big 12 points from Zinchenko was a welcome surprise. Zinchenko looks to have slotted into the Arsenal defense pretty well and provided the assist for the opening goal, as well as keeping a clean sheet. So absolutely delighted with his performance, and looked really composed, helping to move Arsenal up the pitch from his left flank. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson were a bit disappointing, with each getting a point each, but I still expect them to be near the top as the season progresses. Bournemouth and Fulham were big surprises, showing there were no pushover, but Salah got the expected points as captain, so no surprises there. Although watching the Liverpool-Fulham game, credit to Fulham for pushing Liverpool all the way. As for Neto and Bailey, pretty disappointed with the return considering Aston Villa's performance against Bournemouth wasn't good at all. Marcus Rashford's performance at Brighton wasn't good too, and Man U's performance at the weekend was shocking. Totally outplayed by Brighton. Up front, Gabriel Jesus was lively. Even though he collected 2 points, I'm pretty sure the points will come soon enough. As for Harry Kane, I expected Tottenham to get a couple of goals against Southampton and better the result for Man City. However, the fact that Kane wasn't involved in all 4 goals considering how Spurs are relying on him was a bit unlucky. So well done if you had Haaland over Kane for Game Week 1. For my Game Week 2 team selection, I'm keeping the backline pretty much intact with the same defense of Ederson, Alexander-Arnold, Cancelo, Robertson and Zinchenko. With my defense all playing for the first time this season, I'm keeping faith with my backline and expect clean sheets all around this week. Liverpool will definitely need to tighten up in defense against Crystal Palace, but with Robertson only 12% owned, I'm hoping he can make up for lost points. In midfield, I'm lining up with Salah, Neto, Rashford and Bailey. Salah gets the vice-captaincy armband for the Palace game. It was a good performance from Salah in Game Week 1, and I'm hoping that Salah and Núñez can combine well and form a deadly partnership against Crystal Palace. One interesting fact is that Salah has never scored in Game Week 2 for the last 5 years, a record I'm hoping he will break. I'm also keeping faith with the rest of the midfield, considering that Neto faces Fulham and Bailey faces Everton at home. I'm hoping Wolves and Everton both picked up their game at home. Villa have been handed a boost considering that Everton has faced a double injury setback in defence ahead of the clash, with Yerry Mina and Ben Godfrey set to miss out. However, Everton's Connor Cody could be set to make his debut. Rashford failed to impress, with Man United lacking a proper focal point for most of the Brighton game, with Eriksen playing as the false 9 role. However, with Ronaldo coming back in for the Brentford game up front, I'm hoping a much better performance from Rashford and from United. I may bring in Aronson from Leeds or Saka next game week depending on how my midfield performs this week. Bailey, Neto or Rashford are the ones likely to give way, considering I have 1.5 million in the bank, so it gives me flexibility in my transfers. And After 2 game weeks, it's about time to upgrade the weakest link out of the midfield. For my strikers, I have Gabriel Jesus, and I've used my free transfer to swap out Harry Kane for Erling Haaland. Gabriel Jesus is the second most transferred out player this game week, with over 320,000 managers selling him. I feel this is a huge overreaction after just 1 game week. I'm sure the points will come, and hopefully this brings an advantage over those managers who offloaded him early. Haaland gets the captain's armband this game week against Bournemouth, but Harry Kane hasn't become a bad pick overnight. After Chelsea this week, Tottenham have a decent run of fixtures, including games against Wolves, Fulham and Nottingham Forest. However, the danger for me is that Haaland gets priced higher and falling behind on points by not picking him. So I've already made the switch from Kane to Haaland on Sunday evening, while both players were still priced at 11.5 million. And I saw that Haaland was getting an imminent price increase, and I decided to go for him. If you're not sure whether a player is going up in price, be sure to check out our previous video where we go through FPL player prices and how to predict player prices increase or decrease. It is a definite must watch if you didn't know how, and it can give you a head start over managers who didn't know about that. As of this recording, Haaland looks very close to getting a second price increase this week. On the bench, it's Ward, Neco Williams, Andreas Pereira and Archer again. However, if Bailey doesn't start, I may switch Andreas Pereira in for him, but we'll see what Gerrard says during his press conference. Overall, with the exception of Rashford, the entire starting 11 is playing at home this week, so I'm expecting and hoping for a better score than last week. There is certainly plenty for managers to consider ahead of Saturday's deadline, so do let me know in the comments on what your moves are for this week. So anyway, thank you for watching my Game Week 2 team selection. Make sure you like this video, it really helps the channel, and please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you always know when the new FPL Weekly Show goes live. Have a good game week, and I'll see you on the next video.